Hey, everybody. Let me get it on comments. It's Thursday Thunder. You got me and Kelly. Yay. I'm trying to get my phone to work here so that I can change the channel. Not the channel, but put it on my other two pages real fast. And then we'll get pulling out some cards and stuff for the collective. But I wanted to state also, I still am having my sale going on with the animal activations, animal soul retrievals and activations, which is more of putting like the energy of the spirit guide in you. So it's not just, looking for them outside of yourself. I'm really activating them in the sense of like, I use often when I explain this is like a cheetah. If a cheetah was your guide, you'll be able to understand better and feel better what it would mean to be that cheetah and to be able to run at like 30 miles an hour. You can feel the muscles on the cheetah. So this is helping to really become a much closer type of relationship with your guides, whatever they may be, with the activation. Also, I am doing soul sound or word. These are all sales that I had going on through the Lionsgate, but I'm still honoring them until the end of August. I believe I'm going to keep them on afterwards, but their prices will probably be changing after August sale is over. And then I also am doing with my oils and sprays and so forth. I have them right now. You can buy 3 and get 1 for free. And 90% of everybody who purchases any of the oils or anything from me, you can always look on the description in my posts about the product and it tells what they're made of. However, I also have like a list of the products I have. 90% of everybody who purchases from me usually just has spirit pick out a special kit for them directly. But if you know what you want, that's completely fine too. It's just, you'd be surprised how many of my clients usually just are like, let Grim pick it out. So that usually puts it right on point for them. So each person's kit is perfectly designed for them, as well as I make the oils right before I send them to you. So there's always being tweaked a little bit differently. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Kelly, about it? Anything for you while I get this reposted real fast? Yes or no? That's fine.
So basically, I still have an $8 special going on until the end of August for prosperity. And then until the end of the year, I put up 2 new specials. So for a very discounted fee, either I will channel messages from Odin or I will channel messages from Khonshu. So whichever one you guys want, there's that. It's super discounted. Considering that September is approaching, some of the other specials that I've had that are ongoing are going to change, but those are the 3 outstanding ones at the moment.
Alrighty. I hope everybody had a good... I'm sorry for laughing because it's been a little bit that way with the energy, but I hope you had a good or a blessed, new moon in Leo. Because that energy has just been just kind of like I said, a freight train just dragging you along. And I know personally I've been exhausted myself. So it's got a lot of good things moving us forward. And I'm getting the Lovers from my deck, from the deck I created. And okay. What I'm really getting is, as soon as I pulled this, what I heard was, what is that? Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. That's what this is at this moment. This is what the energy was with that Leo new moon. You have 2 sides. Either you're fighting for what you know, and that's the only thing that you have left, and you'll continue to fight for it, or you know that there's hope and it doesn't matter because you already made it. And it's, where are you on your vibration? Where is that self-love? Where is where you're taking yourself? This is pretty much where we're starting to look at things. We're not looking at, we still always, to be honest, you've got changes that are going to happen still for the next 10 years before we're settled. Okay? You're going through the most difficult times last year, this year, and next year. Part of the year after. But after that, that is going to start calming down. You're still going to be seeing these major changes, but what we're having right now is we're starting to rebuild the system. We're rebuilding our society, but we're rebuilding it on levels of not strong foundation. It will implode. It will fall apart, and we will be just like children who are learning to crawl. You will get up off of your knees, start to walk, and fall back down. Get up, start to walk, fall back down. That's part of how you learn to start to build what we're building in the next 10 years as it comes. Right now, you should have already been shown who's on your side, who's not, and where the hope is for that, like living on a prayer. Because that's what I'm getting with this card.
So we have 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles speaks to self-reliance more so. It speaks to making sure that you're pulling yourself up by your, your balls, your shoestrings, whatever that stupid ass saying goes. But it's making sure that you hit the ground running as well. So, I mean, that's something that Michelle has talked about forever. That's something we've really both been preaching about here, but she's been doing it more so by herself. Also, too, with this energy, it's very earthy. Obviously, Pentacles stand for Earth. So it's about having that focus, having that inner desire to push forward, to get to that inevitable 10 of Pentacles moment that we all want. So, I mean, the 9 is almost right there. You're on the cusp, but there's still something that's not clicking in time to achieve 10 of Pentacles. So what exactly is that missing piece?
And going right along with what she said, coming from my Tai Ching deck, is keeping still. Take a moment. Don't jump to that next part to make it so. Like I said, we're like children learning to walk on a new foundation or a fun house. The ground isn't always even. And this is take a little bit of time, slow down, allow that meditation to help you see what you're missing. It's meditation, it's enduring energy. It's speaking to you of what the limits are. It's speaking to you of maturity. What makes it going to be set in stone? Where is that last hook, line, and sink that'll make it so? So slow down a little bit. This is self-renewal. It is also speaking about composure, detachment, self-acceptance, and serenity. While you make the limit to move forward, it all comes with staying still and listening to your higher self.
So we have the virus card. I mean, that's not the prettiest picture we got there. Once the glare stops, there we go. So virus speaks to obviously spreading things that aren't good. Obviously, it's becoming infected, becoming just like gross, and just having that time of honestly rest and reprieve. That's what a lot of us have been forced into when Lionsgate hit the apex. A lot of us just crashed and burned, and our bodies were like, hell yeah, bro, like we're all for it. Like, you're gonna take that rest. I don't give a shit. The thing is, virus card also speaks a lot to renewal, because that's what we need to do. Once we rest and we feel rejuvenated, we got to get back to it, but change tactics on how we did it, because what we did prior clearly didn't help us out. It was fucking us up. So it's time to really switch out what exactly that part was. Once again, kind of like the card prior, making sure that everything clicks and works together.
Again, playing right off of Kelly's card, coming from my astrology deck. This is the 6th house, and it's speaking to your routine. Now, I was saying this in the video. this week when I did Break in the Cage. I know it was a Leo full moon. I mean, Leo new moon. But you're going to be in Pisces energy for the full moon, the end of the month. And then you're coming into a new moon for next month in Virgo. And everything's pointing at Virgo right now. Your routines is everything. It's not just your people, places, and things. It's an energy diet. It's what you're part of. It's the groups, the memberships. It's what you're doing with your time, your energy. It's more importantly than just your routines, it's observing your own thinking, your own actions, observing your routine, observing your thinking processes, your actions of according to when you're dealing with something outside of yourself. And what are those reactions? Because that sixth house has everything to do with your manifestation, but it's that mundane energy. You do so much of it so repetitively, just answering questions when someone speaks to you. The conversations that we have are so repetitive that we don't realize just how powerful it is. Playing off of what she was saying, this has a lot to do with what you're creating and where that energy is going. So slow down and really start to observe the situation and yourself.
So I have the jack-o'-lantern card. Jack-o'-lanterns, they're known for warding off evil, being that little presence, almost having that kind of golem servitor-esque energy of, you put in that attentiveness to creating what you want for the face of the jack-o'-lantern. It could be as doofy as you want. It could be as terrifying as you want. It could be as cute as you want, whatever. The thing is, you created it. You carved it out. You took your hands, you dug in there and got the innards out and everything. So ideally, it's about keeping that jack-o'-lantern fed throughout the month of October or throughout the fall months to make sure that the outside of our home stays protected. The same thing in here. We got to figure out where our mental defenses are kind of breaking down a little bit, where those cracks are. Because the thing is with a crack, it's always going to be cracked. Like the old adage of you could never use a cracked teacup because it was bad luck. Well, the thing is, the teacup was cracked and you were getting sick because you couldn't get that bacteria out of the crack. So you needed to toss the cup out because there's no repairing it. So it's about reviewing and renewing and figuring out where that fine line is of making sure, okay, that's where the crack is. We need to totally rebuild that area.
Along with what she was saying, like with the teacup, you're ingesting that energy and taking it into you. So the best way of healing it was to remove what you're ingesting. The reason I played off of what she said is because what I got is parasite. And this has been a situation for me personally all of my life in the way of spiritual as well as three-dimensional. And I'm going to explain it to you because I want you guys to understand. A parasite, when you allow something to make you paranoid, when you allow something in a psychic or a spiritual energy, something that is negative in thinking, it multiplies just like a parasite does. It can be psychic related and it may not be three-dimensional. But I'll be the first one to tell you, when your spirit guides and your animals start to talk to you, so to speak, and you're not listening, or your guides or angels or vice versa, whatever you want to call it, start talking to you. If you don't listen, eventually it crosses into the three-dimensional. This is where I'm saying parasites come in. I remember when I was a child, okay, like my mom had cats, would let the cats in and out during the summer, and she'd get fleas really bad in the house. But she never got bit by them. I did. I don't know. I got a special kind of blood. I don't know. But they liked me. Parasites also speak to you about what are you allowing to feed on your energy. Right there's a big key. Where are you giving your energy away? Where are you not consciously being responsible for losing your energy, and you're giving it away to others and they're taking advantage of it? This is where I said it can cross into the three-dimensional. It can be something that's making you ill. I'll be the first one to say it. I take care of my mother, her dementia and her heart problems. I mean, it's almost like a special needs child. It's exhausting. But in my case, it's because, I will love her no matter what. But I will not deny that that has that parasite energy, that it does just drain the crap out of me. And I have to take time and go, no. I need a break. I need to step away from this. I need to love me, because if I'm not being good and healthy for me, then how am I going to be any good for her? It's not just about looking at it from that way. So when I see the parasite come up, this is speaking about what is sucking up your energy, what is actually making you ill, but what is it that you're allowing that's making it become more, allowing it to do so.
So we have 5 of Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles, it's not a happy card. They use some really cheery colors in this deck. It's not the best card. It's loss. It's taking that hard hit, more so in a financial sense or a material loss, something like that, where something was stolen, etc. And it's about trying to figure out how to recoup those losses. Again, that earthy energy, we need to rebound, focus, double in, and figure out, okay, what can I do so that can't happen again? A lot of these cards have been pointing toward mental dexterity and figuring out what needs to be tweaked there. So that's pretty interesting theme for tonight.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at what Kelly was saying. I'm laughing because I'm reading the comments, and I was just talking about parasite, and then there's a person coming in trying to talk about, hey, why don't you message me and I'll give you a reading, and da-da-da. So for one, anybody who watches this, if you're doing it while I'm live, plan on being blocked right then and there. I'm not playing that game with you people. I care about the people who follow us, and they don't need you scammers out there trying to do it. But speaks perfectly of what I was saying with the parasite energy. Second, Kathy, I did see where you've asked me to pull for the for all 3 of you, and I will after I pull this. But I was talking, so let me pull this. Okay, hold on. Oh, don't go quiet now on me, cards. Thank you. The Princess of Pentacles. Is the goddess of the hunt. She enjoys the hunt. She enjoys going out after it. It is the pursuit of what you want, going after what you want. She knows what she wants. She's going after what she wants. It's Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. It's earth energy. Grounding yourself in that, striving for it. But like I said, staying grounded and earthed in it. Don't be over in your head, but make sure, like I said, you're looking at good foundation. You're not just whimsically building something that's going to fall apart. Go after what you want, but think it through. Be thorough. Make sure that if you're setting out to devour a situation, that you're able to devour it. It's not just going to fall apart on you. Is there anything else? I just see Kelly. I'm like waiting for something else to come out of her mouth there.
So we have Haunted House. So Haunted House is all about facing your fears, figuring out, again, where's the hiccups, what's going on, why the delay. Also too, with facing your fears, sometimes it's facing ourselves. What do we fear the most? And it's not so much, what do we fear losing material wise? It could be people, it could be traits of our own. When a lot of people think about doing shadow work on new moons, and things like that. They sit there and, oh, this needs to be destroyed, this needs to be destroyed, this needs to be taken out, blah, blah, blah. That's not what shadow work's about. It's not destroying anything. It's about working alongside it, appreciating what it is, and using it to our advantage, and using it in a way that we never thought to before.
Yeah, it's ultimately bringing healing in.
Mm-hmm.
It's ultimately bringing healing in so that you can be the best that you can be by honoring all that you are. It's not about shoving the darker parts of you back in that closet further. It's about loving yourself right by honoring all of what you are. Okay, Kathy, what I have first was for Gracie, and I have Gargoyle. And for me, Gargoyle is all about protecting energy. It is a protector of energy. It is a protector in the psychic energy on the other side. But with this is always also coming in green. So this is about a higher level of love. This is not just heart chakra, but a higher level of love from a higher perspective. When I see the gargoyles, I always think of the churches, how they're on top of the churches. This is not to mention that I foster gargoyles. So I have them all over, and they're playful too. You know, my point is, what's coming with it is the unicorn. The unicorn is being able to tap into any kind of magic, bringing anything into life, bringing anything into its energy. She's then got the Chinese dragon. Right now, Gracie is on like nobody's friggin' business. She is in a lot of very strong power. She is very much in understanding from the higher dimensions. She is in understanding from the heart and from a bigger perspective than her age calls for. Because we know that Gracie is still a teenager. So this is very much kind of like a lucky deck. Like this is like your lucky day, kid, in a form. You're getting all kinds of protective, all kinds of lessons and healing coming in, all kinds of being able to tap into anything you want right now. Yeah, and the unicorn is sitting there with really, really getting powerful for me. So this is kind of like your lucky day, make a wish, but make sure that you're making a responsible wish, because whatever you wish, oh, it just might come true. And sometimes you don't realize what you're wishing for. So that's what I got for Gracie right now. And I'll come back with you and Audrey in a second.
Hell yeah, Larry. Fucking love Ghost. So we have Ghoul's Gateway. So this is talking about reaching out to the other side, speaking to those guardians, those guides, ancestors, whatever. Really just tapping into that. It was a good time to do that back in the spring. Now, you know, if we follow the pagan wheel of the year, Samhain, Samhain, however the fuck you want to say it, that's coming up as well. That's a great time. But honestly, any day you can commune with the dead. Any day you can commune with any type of spirit. So it's all about figuring out when to pull the trigger. When do you want to do it? It's always a good idea to have some sort of libation on hand, or even a cup of water, just giving an offering and clearing time and space to say, hey, I'm here. What do you got for me? Let's lay down a plan.
Hold on. Okay, this one, Kathy, this is for Audrey. I feel like she's a little conflicted. And she is getting ready to go away to college. So that's kind of like the good and the bad moving forward, but yet a little scared, you know, about making those changes. This is what I'm getting is oppression. Is having some blocked will. You know, it is Saturn energy, a little bit of rules, walls, and boundaries coming in here, or needing to use them. Someone being in the dominant of energy, feeling like it's not necessarily her. Don't waste any time on that conflict. Don't waste any time on people who are, or that energy that's making her feel questioning of it. That's just a part of life of what she's going through and where she's at, because what's coming with it is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a very good thing. It's just a growth spurt. It's just something changing. It's not feeling in control, but what it is coming in with completion in reverse. So this is where her mind is, you know, a little willy-nilly, a little curious, but a little afraid, a little, you know, wanting to try new things, but still jaded at the idea of what things are. It's being, having gratitude, coming into the completion of understanding one cycle is ending and a new one is beginning. It's understanding the satisfaction that comes with the end of a cycle and starting something new. It's needing to find stability in her wholeness and her oneness and her energy right now. And so, like I said, technically it is a good thing you have the Wheel of Fortune here, but it is having a little bit of blocked energy. It's that confusion, I feel like, of not really knowing how to accept it. And that's just really change. That's really just what it is. And like I was saying in the beginning of the show, we're gonna be like toddlers for a couple years, all of us on this planet. It's like, you know, learning to crawl, starting to stand and walk, and you fall back on your butt. And you start to do it over and over again. You're learning how to walk a new road. That road might partially be in a fun house, and the ground might be a little bit wacky, but you'll be able to do it. So this is just, don't get in your fear. Stay in that believing. Like I said, as gay as it sounds, I was starting off this show tonight with living on a prayer. Don't be in that negative thinking of you're gonna fight because that's all you got. Make sure you're putting it towards what you want, not the other side.
So I have the Awakening card. So here, a lot of earthy tones. We got browns, we got beautiful greens. She's just, basically, she's lit in the tree root, or she's laid so long that, you know, a tree has spurned out from her brain. It's one of those where that is something we all need to do. Just kind of lay back and really just be silent, be at peace for a moment. And then things start to happen. I know everybody's, you know, oh, well, if you will it to happen, if you manifest in the right mindset, yeah, that's fine. That's great. But at the same time, if we're just quieting our minds for a minute, things come to us. Things that maybe we overlooked because we were just too sitting there looking at something we wanted it predestined, and that's not how it works. So it's about really just shutting down for a minute. You know, when we sleep, we can kind of sit there, and before we go to sleep, you know, we want this, and this to happen before we get up. That's fine. But at the same time, sometimes it's good to not go to bed or not wake up with any goals. I mean, other than like actually waking up, but you know, but it's just about really letting everything speak to us as it should instead of trying to force it.
Okay, Kelly, don't even laugh at me. This is from my deck. This is an onk.
That is an onk. That's long. This right here, trash. That's amazing.
This one, this is not for you, Kathy. I always told to pull a card for everybody and then go back to pulling for Kathy. But this is what come up, and you gotta love my special expertise. You know, drawing. But this is speaking to you somewhat of what Kelly was talking about. I mean, like I said, this is allowing spiritual wisdom, spiritual maturity, allowing that to integrate into you. Slow down. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. Slow down. We've been in that Leo energy. We've been in that Lionsgate energy. Then we were in the, Leo new moon. It's been roar for a while, and we're all ready to get to the next chapter. But the next chapter is not ready. And you can't get there until you get there. It's just that simple. We're still walking that walk and learning how to get there. Like I said, we're still babies in diapers, falling down, getting up, falling down, getting up. And the Ankh is speaking to you about that spiritual renewal, that spiritual awareness, spiritual wisdom, and allowing it to come into you. Take some quiet time. Take some, I don't need to know everything time. Please allow me to receive some information. And it's okay to not always be in charge. It's okay to not always have the answers, because you won't hear the answers or receive the messages if you are too much in your ego. You will be blocked. So this is allowing yourself to go back to that let me learn state. Allow yourself to receive those messages and continue to move forward. It's not saying you don't know everything. It's just saying you need a little help redirecting. It's okay to not know everything about everything.
So I have Aphrodite. So Aphrodite, she's known far and wide as, love, beauty, grace, all that. The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, everybody, they had their own epithets, which were other names that they went by, other facets, other powers they had. So more so, this is speaking to me as Aphrodite's, I think it's Catholos, I think, something like that. Not quite sure how to pronounce it. But she is the key bearer. She's the one who unlocks, almost quite like Hecate, but in a different way. She's a road opener. She's there to guide the way with her glow. She can part the seas. She can sit there and manipulate and use those wily charms that everybody knows her for to get what she needs, to get what the end goal is. Aphrodite also, too, she has just that way about her where basically things kind of fall into her lap. She had the golden apple of chaos. She's known for that. So with being the key bearer, or the one that holds the keys, we can sit there and manipulate to our desires, get them going, use skeleton keys, if you will, to unlock things that we've had hidden away from ourselves. It's a lot easier than the way a lot of people make it out to be. But honestly, like I said with the awakening card prior, it's about just emptying the mind for a minute, and it's going to come right to you.
Okay, Kathy. I actually pulled 4 cards for you. First one is forgiveness. And this one has a child here. This one is, I feel like this is forgiving yourself for maybe not always having the answers, or not always knowing how to feel about things. Because this is coming in like crown chakra energy for what this is supposed to represent. So this is for not necessarily always feeling like you're connected the way that you want to be connected. I feel like this is cut yourself a break. You're going through a lot of changes right now, and so is everybody. But individually, yes, you're going through a lot of changes. This is giving yourself some tender, loving care. Not to mention, these are also was originally thought of as what the unicorns were. So this is giving yourself the acceptance, the approval of the higher love from above as well as from within. Now, what's coming with it definitely is starting to speak to you. This is bittersweet. This is talking to you about your spirits or family or ancestral energy. This is also third eye chakra. So this is dealing with the energies that you've been working with in general, or we've been working with. So this is speaking to you about being able to be open and receiving it. And I keep having like a mother image here. And when I say mother, I shouldn't say mother. I should say more like a nun. I'm getting like a Mother Teresa, like nun image. I don't know why, but maybe this has something to do with the way you're seeing a situation or someone above from a spiritual perspective. I don't know. I just know what I'm getting. And this is speaking to you of opening up your mind and getting into this energy, because it's bittersweet. Something about this is sour. Something about this is harsh, which is going to have to call for that forgiveness. There's something here that we're working towards. Then definitely know we're talking about you here, because we're getting into that workaholic. This is saying what I've told you many times. You're a sweet, kind, loving person, but sometimes you got to remember that the job's going to go on without you. If you died tomorrow, they're just going to find someone else to do your job. So stop being a workaholic, because what they're requesting you do is give yourself some isolation. Give yourself some you time, some downtime, some being with you and connection with yourself and with spirit time. All of these are coming in third eye as well. So this may be coming into a new level of awakening for you. I don't know. But I know that it is asking you to follow that script.
So we have Pandora's box. So we all know the legend of Pandora and the box and how she let every motherfucker out of that box except Hope. So really it's about, again, like with the haunted house card, facing fears, figuring out where to go, what to delve into a little bit. It's okay to sit there and be hesitant. It's okay to dip a toe in and be like, okay, well, I tried, and then just kind of chill for a minute. But you can't linger in that stagnation forever. The thing with Pandora's box, everything was freed. It was liberated. Yeah, it wasn't the best shit in the world to be let out, but still there was liberation when she opened that box. So it's about, again, liberating. So think of it almost as the devil card for the major arcana, if you have to, where he warns of being tied down. He warns of having those fears of being chained and being bound. It's time to liberate. Even if it's just a little bit, it's not going to hurt you.
Talking about what she was talking about, I'm getting the Two of Swords in reverse. So if you don't, you're costing your own peace. You are ultimately tying yourself down. It's ultimately tying yourself to the energy and holding on. It's choosing to be in that negativity, choosing that that's your comfort zone. So I'm not going to move forward. This is taking the chance in order to get that peace, that balance, that inner truth within yourself. There has to be that chance. There has to be that liberation. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting there kind of like in a form, kind of like the hangman, but without the choice of getting off the tree. You put yourself there, but you weren't going to be able to get off of it.
So then I have the warty toad. So warty toad it's a card of deception, because the hypnotoad from The Simpsons, all hail the hypnotoad. So warty toad is about trying to, what are we lying to ourselves about? What are we hallucinating and trying to have take form? Unfortunately, it's a little too much. It's becoming too stacked. The ego is becoming way too much. And it's time to start chopping and trimming the fat down. What are we fluffing ourselves up? And I'm not saying, oh, you ain't shit, but it's one of those of, who are we honestly trying to impress out here? Like, what the hell's the point? There's people that sit there, and I remember back in the late 90s to the early 2000s, everybody and their grandmother was a fucking hereditary witch, and they could trace it back 8 billion years and all this. It's like, and they were high magicians, and they were healers for days. And it's like, okay, we'll do something for me. Well, all of a sudden, and that's what the toad kind of warns us of. So it's one of those things of make sure we can take that leap and make sure we can show and not sit there and bump our ass. So Warty Toad is letting us know, let's not fluff things up just for show.
It also speaks to you about all the decoys around.
Yes.
All of those decoys that are everywhere. Just like she was saying, you know, I'm this and I'm that, I'm this and this and this, but wait a minute, I can't really do any of it. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll get back to you with that.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother subject in general, but what I'm getting is Sagittarius, and this is I see. And for me, Sagittarius, its energy in general is the galactic center. It is also ruled by Jupiter. It's the higher energy, the higher knowledge. This is open your eyes. Like I was saying in the beginning of the show, observe, pay attention, listen, hear, acknowledge what is really happening in front of your face. Because only you and only you alone are responsible for what you choose to turn your head on. It's really that honest, that simple. You can beat around the bush all 7 ways to Sunday, but if you choose to ignore it, you choose to abandon the situation, it's not like you didn't see it. A lot of times we're in denial, but denial doesn't mean that we didn't know. We just didn't want to know. And that's what a lot of this is coming down to. You know what you know. What are you going to do with what you know?
So I have Dragon. So Dragon is one of the most legendary energies. It's kind of hand in hand with angels and angelic realm, if you're into that. You know, they were there when everything was created. They were there before certain things was created. If you think about cosmic dragons and things like that, celestial dragons, all that good shit. But overall, dragon, when we think of dragon, it's sheer power. It's raw strength. It's that primal urge to just rip and tear and destroy. But at the same time, they can heal. They can help. So it's about figuring out what course of action you want to take. Is it one of destruction? We want to implode on ourselves like a dying star? Or is it one to better ourselves, maybe better our little ecosystem? I'm not saying go out there and, you know, help your community rebuild a neighbor's house or some shit, but it's just about helping that ecosystem rise with you instead of sitting there and keeping everybody underfoot and trying to have some kind of pissing contest that shouldn't be there. A dragon speaks to wisdom. Dragon speaks to having, you know, that forbidden knowledge that's locked away. Share it with others that need it, that would genuinely want to learn. That's always the key, wanting to learn.
Yeah, that's a big key right there. Don't waste your time on the ones that don't want to, because the only one you're wasting your time on is yourself and beating around the bush, hoping that you can get it through someone else's head when they're not ready to learn. But those who are, definitely, we need to work on that. What I'm getting next is Temple of the Body. But I was a little bit thrown off with it. So I asked for a second card, and it's Downcasting Pride. But this one came in reverse. So the way I'm seeing this is we do speak about, you know, the body being a temple, but your mind is really the temple. This is where they're coming in, downcasting the pride, which typically is asking you to get out of your ego. But this is asking you to get into your mainframe. This is asking you to get into your mainframe and to be in control of your body, to be in control of your creating of your reality. Again, this goes back to, you know, where I just pulled Sagittarius. I see. This is being aware. Awareness versus what's the daggone word? Being awareness versus being able to pay attention and see what exactly is in front of you and what are you observing and how are you using it? How are you using it in a bad way versus a healthy way? That's the key there. What are you using it in what way? How are you controlling or not controlling the way your brain is acting and what you're thinking and your actions? Because that's controlling your actual body. Like I said, that goes right to the zeal point. It connects with all of the chakras. Then it has everything to do with every single thing within your body. That also has to do with the way your body is manifesting. So this is saying, get out of the hive mind. You've got to get out of that hive mind. You've got to start taking that liberation that Kelly was talking about and make the changes. But this is all about staying in that positive believing as you're making these changes.
We have Three of Pentacles in reverse. So Three of Pentacles in reverse speaks to disharmony, especially when it comes to our jobs and finances and stuff like that. There's always bitching and bickering and whatnot between you and your coworkers, you and your higher ups. You come home, you're bitching about finances and stuff with whoever. It's about rectifying that. You don't sit there and need to have, again, a pissing contest with somebody that either they're going to lose or it's just not worth your time. Like, don't sit there and trying to be in a rat race. Like she said earlier, a lot of jobs nowadays, if you died tomorrow, there's already 4 people that would go and take your job. And that would be that. So it's about weighing the pros and cons of what discourse you should be putting your effort into. When it comes to jobs and shit like that, you got to go back the next day. You want to sit there and have that carry on throughout the days, the weeks, the months? No, because it just makes your job unbearable. It makes you not want to be there. It's about trying to figure out where that greed is coming from. We all need a paycheck, sure, but it's not worth being bitter for the rest of your life over.
I mean, and you can choose which people you talk to at your job and which ones you don't. Nobody's got a gun to your head saying you have to be friends with these people. I mean, bluntly. I saw, and I loved it the other day, I saw a thing on TikTok, and I saved it because I absolutely loved it. There was a lady going, I don't believe in giving 2 weeks notice. When you fire us, you don't believe in giving us a month to get our shit together. You fire us that day. So why should I give you the same, you won't give me the respect of it. So why should I give you the respect of it? And I loved that because you never hear that. You always hear how you give the 2 weeks or the 1 week or you just quit. But you never think about how they don't give a damn about you when they fire you on the spot, sometimes with absolutely no reason at all. So next thing that I have coming in is Prince of Cups, being self-assertive. Being self-assertive, believing in yourself, being self-assured, believing in where you're going, creating that healing mystery, bringing up the new up and out of you, moving into the new direction. It's like a dolphin jumping out of water and showing you its mystical life. This is giving you the opportunity of stepping into that energy, but only you can step into that energy. This means don't think about it, don't dream it, don't hope it, actually do it. Like Kelly was saying, when you go back to your work on a daily activity, daily life, you're choosing to continue to be there. You're choosing what groups of memberships you're a part of and the actions that are taken. Take ones that are helping you, not ones that are going to make it more difficult and more hurting. It's taking things, whether it's that or anything else in your life, be assertive, but do it in ways that benefit you, not by, I say it a million times, being a lion in a cage and roaring and just attacking whatever is poking its little stick at you. You know, that's not going to help you. If you're in your power, you're able to think this through. You're able to make it work for you, manipulate the situation for you instead of attacking and then dealing with whatever comes your way after.
So
Was that it, Kat?
So my final card for the night is Strength in Reverse. So not the most ideal card to get in reverse. It's letting us know that the actions of others are out of our control. No matter how much it pisses us off, no matter how much we try to help, try to change it, try to tweak it, be of some kind of service to them, it is not worth it anymore. So you need to shed those ties, unless it's one of those things where you got to be cordial to get through your day or whatever. That's fine. But at the end of the day, they didn't give a shit. What you did was honestly wasted. It sucks to suck, but just keep on keeping on with you and your day and what you need to do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're the only person that truly has your back. You're the only person that knows what you want and what's best for you. So trying to help out others, it's not the vibe anymore. It really isn't in a lot of cases because everybody's looking out for number one. So if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, it's not just that, too. Some people you look out for, and I've been saying this for the longest amount of time, it's enabling. You're looking out for, you're trying to help them, you're trying to teach them, you're trying to lead them, but they're like a horse. You can lead them to water, but you cannot make them drink. And stop giving that kind of love and attention and help to people who just don't fucking want it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're only wasting your time. I'm going to end the night with the flower of life. And it's speaking to you of pure life force. What are you putting your life force into, your energy into? It's speaking of the records that are being created right now, as well as your past and your future that already have played out, honestly. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to save someone else. That's not what this is about. Like she said, this is not even about saving yourself, but as much as it's your life essence. What are you going to do with it? It's that simple. You can choose to make something of it, or you can choose to waste it. But don't bitch about it either way. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on Sunday night when I do Breaking the Cage, and then me and Kelly will be back on Thursday, most likely. Bye! Say bye, Kelly. She always makes me laugh. Goodbye, everybody.